The official Fantasy Premier League game has not launched yet, but at least we have the announced fixtures for the 25-26 season. So let's take a look at which teams and players we should target to get a good start to the new season. So these are the confirmed fixtures for the opening 5 game weeks. We can see Arsenal did really well last season, but is it really that wise to invest that much in Arsenal assets? You can see that they are playing against Man United. I labeled this fixture green, but could be grey. So the fixture difficulty rating is that dark green is the best fixture, and then it's light green. Kind of a fixture that's hard to tell. It's labeled grey, while when it's get a bit tougher it's yellow, and when it's red it can't get much tougher. So these are the rankings for the fixtures. So Arsenal playing against Man United, then a really good fixture against Leeds before they have to travel to Anfield to play against Liverpool. Decent fixture at home against Nottingham Forest. Forest, they did really well, especially before Christmas last season. It will be really interesting to see how they line up in August. And then in game week 5, Arsenal, they get a visit from Man City. So kind of hard fixtures for Arsenal, but I will talk more about the teams and their fixtures really soon. I ranked the top 5 teams with the best fixtures and top 5 with the worst opening as well, so let's have a look. So in my opinion, these are the 5 teams with the best opening fixtures this season: Aston Villa, Chelsea, West Ham, Sunderland and Fulham. I'm not sure about Sunderland just yet, haven't really watched them in preseason, so I would like to see them in some preseason games before investing in their assets. But on the top of this list, Aston Villa, kind of a hard start playing against Newcastle. They did really well last season as well, but after this they have a sea of green fixtures, playing against Brentford, Crystal Palace, Everton and then the newly promoted Sunderland in matchday 5. Next on the list is Chelsea. They recently won the FIFA Club World Cup, did really well in that competition. Probably a bit easy way to the final compared to their opponents in the final, PSG, but Chelsea, they have a really good squad at the moment, and I'll talk more about Chelsea assets later. West Ham, decent opening playing against Sunderland. Then they have Chelsea, kind of a tough fixture for West Ham. Nottingham Forest as well, I just mentioned them, not really sure how they will line up this season. Then they play against Spurs and at home against Crystal Palace. Sunderland, as mentioned, not really sure which assets we should target, but I will definitely make a new video closer to game week 1 where I suggest players from all of the teams, including Sunderland. Last on this list is Fulham. Kind of a tough start playing away against Brighton, and then they have the visit from Manchester United. Then they have to travel to Stamford Bridge, but the last 2 fixtures should be good for Fulham. Leeds United at home and then Brentford at home. So Fulham assets, they should definitely do well in game week 4 and game week 5. So with Aston Villa, Chelsea and West Ham having decent fixtures, there are some players that are standing out. Of course, we have to wait and see on their pricing from official FPL, but we know that these players are proven FPL assets, and Watkins, Cole Palmer and Jared Bowen should do well. So hopefully they will not be too heavily priced, but at the same time I really hope that they're not too cheap as well, because then their ownership will go through the roof. So Watkins, I think that he potentially can be on penalties for Aston Villa this season, but we'll know this during preseason. Chelsea, I'm really looking forward to see Cole Palmer's price. I think that he probably is the only viable option from the Chelsea attack. They have so many good options, so I think that there will be a lot of rotation in the Chelsea attack. But Cole Palmer, if he's priced at around 10 million, I think that he probably is a good buy for game week 1. Last on this list is Jared Bowen. He did really well last season. He was classified as a midfielder, played up front for most of the season. It will be really interesting to see if he is classified as a midfielder or a forward in the 25-26 season. Since you're still here, please give this video a like. I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers, so if you're interested in more FPL content, then please hit subscribe as well. But worst fixtures for the opening 5 game weeks, I think that Man United are a really hard team to predict. They have not really hit the transfer market as expected. Mbeumo saga, I'm not sure if he will join. It looks like they will get Mbeumo, but time will tell. But they have a really tough opening fixture playing against Arsenal. Then they have Fulham and a good fixture in game week 3 against Burnley. Then they have to travel to Etihad to play against Man City, and then they have Chelsea. So 3 really tough games for Man United in the opening. So I will wait on investing in Man United this season. Bournemouth, toughest game as there can be in game week 1, playing against Liverpool at Anfield. Then they play against Wolves. They have to play away against Spurs, Brighton at home, and then they play against Newcastle. So mixed fixtures for Bournemouth. I think that we should probably wait with Bournemouth players, but if some of their players are really good priced, it might be decent options in that team. Next is Liverpool. Good game against Bournemouth, but the thing is that, of course, we should have 1 or 2 Liverpool players, but I don't really see the upside of tripling up, even though Liverpool probably are the best team in the league, because in the opening 5 fixtures, they actually have some tough games. As we can see, in game week 2, playing away against Newcastle, and then Arsenal in game week 3. Decent game, of course, in game week 4 against Burnley, and then the Merseyside derby against Everton. And this fixture can potentially be really tough for Liverpool. We know the history from those types of games. So I think that both in game week 2, 3 and 5, Liverpool doesn't really have a strong fixture. So of course we should invest in 1 or 2 Liverpool players. They will probably score a lot of goals, but I don't think that this is the best time to do it. Maybe from game week 6 and onwards, but at the moment I will only have 1 or 2 Liverpool players. Newcastle, they did really well last season. Kind of a tough fixture playing away against Aston Villa, and then Liverpool in game week 2. Decent in match day 3 and 4 against Leeds and Wolves, and then they play away against Bournemouth. So Newcastle, same as with Liverpool, we should probably have 1 Newcastle player in our team, but I don't really want to invest that heavily in their team with those opening 2 fixtures against Aston Villa and Liverpool. Last on this list is Arsenal, of course, against Man United. It's labeled as a green fixture, but this could go either way. We know that Man United have a big history. We know that they actually last season they played very well against the strong teams, but they lost too many points against the teams from mid-table and down. So I think that Man United potentially can be better this season. Amorim 1 more year. I think that this fixture potentially could have been a grey fixture for Arsenal. But in game week 2, we should have at least 1 or 2 Arsenal players playing at home against newly promoted Leeds. But the problem with Arsenal is that the next game week they have to travel to Anfield to play against Liverpool. So I think that some of those teams have really mixed opening fixtures, and this is why they are put on this list with the worst opening fixtures. Then in game week 4 they play against Nottingham Forest, and then they have Man City. So really mixed fixtures for Arsenal, as mentioned. Man United could potentially be in a grey fixture. Then they have Liverpool and Man City in the opening 5 fixtures. So Bournemouth, Newcastle, Liverpool, all on the list for the teams with the worst fixtures in the opening 5 game weeks. So I think that it's really hard to tell, of course, without knowing the prices just yet, but a player like Semenyo could possibly wait. Game week 1 playing at Anfield against Liverpool. Lewis Hall and the Newcastle defense, should we really invest in them from game week 1 and onwards? Aston Villa, Liverpool, maybe from game week 3. Same goes for Liverpool and Van Dijk. Should we really invest that heavily in their defense? I will definitely not double up on the Liverpool defense. They have a good fixture, so I think that probably a lot of Liverpool players will be well owned. A lot of managers will attack that Bournemouth fixture, but in game week 2 they play against Newcastle, Arsenal in game week 3. We saw that they play against Man City in game week 5 as well. So I think that we should consider attacking Liverpool assets, but I would not have their defenders for the opening 5 game weeks. So keep an eye out for those teams. They have the best opening fixtures this season. The prices have not been released yet, but hopefully it will come really soon and that the game will be launched during July. But I will make a new video with rotation options from the teams outside of top 6. So stay tuned and go check that one out as well. Really appreciate it. Remember to give this video a like, and if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.